Hi, it's me again. And I'm gonna finish this chicken after I do this video. But I had to say some things that's on my mind. And I'm breaking out. But that's immaterial. I just have to watch what I eat and clear my skin back up again. But that's not what this video is about. And I've been pondering things. And I'm really thinking really hard. And I'm a little bit too hard. But I've been praying about some things and I've been thinking really hard. Now, I think about my relationships with people, and then I think about all my situations when it comes to my interactions with people. Especially interactions with guys, from the guys that I've been around in my life up until this point. And then this remainder one at the place of my employment. I gotta say it like this. At the place of my employment, where I took my hands, the place of my employment. And this whole thing, I think about, how I grew up and being around family and all the examples of all the different interactions of guys. And I need to know it's gotta be I gotta find out if they, and see, after you can go through so much with people, with a lady, with guys, in my example, with guys, that you wonder, are there any strong, masculine men that has some backbone, that's not controlled, not brainwashed, not abusive, or just easily to be controlled by the world around him. But it's just hard to find. It's hard to find the people in general who have backbone, who other than just their faith. People are strong in their faith. But trying to find people who have backbone in their life, who genuinely have something to stand for, and not just say, I'm having my faith in God and Jesus or whatever you choose to have faith in. And this is just annoying to me, and I'm trying to and I think about the people who have never, and I was, I'm on my way home and it's this different thing. And I think about the people, and I said, that's, finding out how truth out here is, the truth is stranger than fiction. It's more crazy. And literally, when people told people what's going on in the world, it will do a job on them mentally. Because there's so much that especially what I found out in the last few years, what's going on in this world, what's going on in America. And it's going to make, when truth comes out, it's going to cause some people to kind of lose their faith in anything. And there are people that are probably going to become atheists and won't even believe in God or have faith in God or whatever the case may be. Because the simple fact is, how can God or whatever you choose to believe, have faith in, or believe in, allow all this evil to continue. And I'm talking about this dominion. I said that, even the Bible says the days of Noah before he went in the ark, how I'm like, this stuff has been going on way, way longer. Forever. Now, people are being rooted out, and many children, allegedly a lot of children being rescued. People are being rescued from dark places in situations and being rescued and put in safe places. A lot of people dying, and I heard about the plane crash, and it's a lot of stuff is a terrorist. People are saying it was so quiet after the election of Trump, and that people weren't coming out because protesting and rioting, and because they were so upset at the results. But they had stuff playing, and you see and this bothers this whole thing, even though things are going on, and they got the water, military had, got situation where the water got turned back on and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, I'm talking about in California, where they had didn't have, and then the others, the situation where the people in Carolina got housing that were living in tents, allegedly. But I'll say, they got house, different things like that from other than with the Amish, because they built built houses too. Can acknowledge that they did some before, for the other week I was hearing about it, but outside of what's going on, this whole, I just, me personally, I want to actually know, just that people got to be able to know. This is things that people can pray into, that God will show them that that are good people out there. Other than the spirits, I'm aware of it. I'm thankful for the good situations, and people picked up, situations where people picked up things, and I got stuff returned to me, and my wallet, and recently somebody neighbor picked up and returned to me, and I'm thankful for that. I think this, I end up thanking the guy. But the thing is, before I finish eating this chicken that I got, I really, something that people need to pray into, because people need to know that there are people who love them and care about them. It's just, it's just this whole thing. And every time this whole situation at the place of my employment, all these, I'm not going to get into all the situations, but then watching all the people around me and their relationships and the situation, and we gotta be able to know that there's people out there's strong people that have backbone. And people can't, one of the reasons probably why people can't stand Trump is because he's a alpha male and he's gonna get stuff, and they couldn't take it because they had the little, and a lot of people I'll catch heat for about Obama. I'll catch, people catch heat because we never had like it's hard to get people can't take a strong masculine male that tells it like it is. People can't take it because they want a beta male. They want a little bitch. And I'm sorry, folks. That was a offensive to some of the people that know me about in the faith. But I'm serious. They want a little pussy little man that that's what they want. They want a little man that they can run over and, tell them what to do. They want the thing is, I call them evil overlords. They want a population that they can control. And people can't take people want people that are puppets. And that's what a lot of this world is. They want people that can be, they want, especially the evil overlords, the powers that be, they want somebody that they can control. They can decide what your gender is, who you want to marry, who you can, and if you think you don't want, if you don't want your baby, you can eliminate it, and we'll just make it easy for you to eliminate another species, to eliminate your offspring. And then if you have your offspring, they have it where you can decide and have your offspring altered. And they couldn't take it that parents cannot not alter their children to whatever gender that they decide that they want their gender. And I need to go on that thing with the gingerbread people. I have a couple of videos on my Rumble channel about the gingerbread people. And I need to talk about it. Gentrification. People call it gentrification. The gentrification. I didn't get into that. But I was like, I had the Celestial Season box as the template. That's sort of a man, and that's, the man, he's sort of a man, and she's sort of a woman, and that's what they decided, and they want a population where he's sort of a man and she's sort of a woman, and you can insert your own private parts. They want a population that they can pick whatever gender that they decide that they want you to be. Not that you decide yourself. Not the one that God gave you. It's the one that they decide. Whether they want you to have male genitals or female genitals. Whatever. It's not what you're born with. And they could not take it that a president was strong enough to stand up to say that you can't do this to your kids. And doctors, you can't, but that's not what this video is about. And it's been very frustrating. Trying to really have in my mind somebody that has backbone. I ain't talking about faith. Somebody, it's not a lot of that in the population right now. Of men who have backbone. They have ideas, or they have a little direction of where they're going, but all of them don't have direction. So you got to pray, and a lot of people are medicated. And, they've been injected with so much stuff, and they've been so medicated that they don't have the mind to really focus on their mind, on focusing on what they want to do and what they want to be and what they want to decide to do with their life, because they're so medicated. People are so medicated. And I'm just saying, I look around and you see, lack of testosterone. Especially the ones you got the men who still, scared and wearing a thing on their face. Not to be offensive, but I don't want to make this video too long, but dang. Can't you decide to do some research and to see if the thing really is working? I know this might be offensive, but dang. There are plenty of women and elderly people that's walking around. Why don't you ask the elderly person that's not working? I said, how can you be not afraid to walk around? I said, well, they don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter doesn't even matter at this point. We tell people whether they work or not work. People gonna do what they want to do. And that's a part of adulthood. And you got to explain that to some people these days. They don't seem to get that in their head, that people don't listen. They're not going to listen. They're going to do what they want to do. I don't care how much you put your hands on them and you can threaten with their life. They're going to do what they want to do. We told people, we warned people. People they smoke cigarettes. People do drugs. People do all kinds of destructive lifestyles. When people tell them, this is going to lead to death. This is going to lead to a sickness. This is going to lead to a heart issue or whatever the case may be. And they're like, I don't care. They in their mind like, I don't care. It's, that's how they are. So all this stuff about, I want people to listen and people don't hear. I'm like, when people tell people that they've been abused. And it's sad that people don't hear people when they're going through abuse or going through those type of things. Men and women. And boys and girls. Because it happened to the guy just like it happened to the woman. And I wonder what that remainder one at the place of my employment been through. And I refer back to this individual because I think about this individual. And this individual reminds me, it makes me think about so many things. My interactions. And I'm like, are there guys that are strong enough where we could actually sit down and talk as a mature adult? But men and women don't listen to each other. I'm sorry that this is an adult lesson that people have to learn. You can have all the money in the world, be wealthy and be able to nice to somebody and be like, I want to help them with no strings attached. And people just don't listen. They're not going to listen. Because they got in their mind, you got these agendas, and you're not good, and people are manipulated to believe and have faith that people believe a lot of stuff. So I'm going to have to cut this video short because I didn't plan to make the video this long. And it just, because I think about how, I think about possibly a husband, but then you don't see a lot of strong masculine men with backbone. You see a lot of men, you see a lot of masked men because they still think that I know people say that's offensive telling the guy this, that I'm like, it's emasculating. In my opinion, a man still wearing one of those on his face for the thing, it's emasculating. It's emasculating you. But that's just my opinion. The woman, I ain't really thinking hard of, but a man, he got to be tough. He got to be strong. He got to be able to be strong enough to hold the people together, the population together. Protect the woman. That's the job of the man, to protect the woman, even if she doesn't want it. But how can a man protect a woman if the men keep hurting the woman? If he has no mental direction. Don't say, I need to do that. And you don't. I say you got to have mental direction. A man has to have mental direction. Has to have backbone. Has to have mental direction. You can't just go saying, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me, and listen to me talking unless you are focused. You have direction in life. People don't want to listen to people, don't take people serious that don't have direction in life. And you can't go around bossing people and controlling people and put your hands on people and making people think, men and women think that makes people listen. It doesn't. Sometimes it just makes things worse, and it makes people not be able to trust anybody. I think about the kids that have been through abuse. I don't know what Remain one at the place of my employment went through. The reason why they react the way they did, because I had the pre-recorded message. I don't know. I see different guys different people at my job that I wonder, were they abused? And this is me looking at certain guys at my job, at my place of employment. And I don't think they really realize that I'm looking at them that way, and I notice about them tendencies, personality, different traits. And it bothers me. And I'm gonna have to cut this short, and I got other videos. This is just my more serious one of my videos that I didn't want to. I really, it bothers me. And every time I'm just reminded at the situation at the place of my employment. Let me put this card. Anyway, the situation at the place of my employment. And all I wanted was, I want to be able to have faith that there's an actual guy out there for me. But look around, it's hard to find strong guys with backbone. I ain't talking about you just strong in your faith in Jesus. You can easily be pushed away by a tyrannical government. I'm talking about a person that's strong, that's not abusive, that's not controlling, that's not can be easily pushed around by tyrannical government. That's peaceful. You can be peaceful. You don't have to hurt anybody. Just peaceful. That's strong. That can defend itself if it need to or whatever. Self-defense. Not somebody that's going to be harming somebody, abusive or talk, different things like that. But you need to have strong masculine men, strong feminine women. Because in my opinion, all these guys, and I'm going to have to do a little short on it. All these men that want to be women, I think that they should get a cycle. That God should allot them. They should be able to go somewhere and get a menstrual cycle. To get a woman's, to get that, and they would, have that. And maybe some experience a little bit of problems, a little, maybe some cramps or something like that. I dealt with them for a while, for years. They're not, you can't even, I'm just saying, you won't be able to work on a job. You're going to have to take off that day. I'm just saying. And all of that ibuprofen doesn't always work. You're gonna have to call in for work or leave work early. If you really feeling that way, you really have it really bad. Then I had them bad. I had to change my diet and different things like that. But let that man. He want to live as a woman and just he want to transition as a woman. And that's the same thing with the young teenagers or whatever. Let them experience that. You don't have to all the months, but just let them experience that at least one time. They're not gonna want to be a woman. Men can't. I don't believe they can really handle. And that's the thing that bothers me. How these men are so moody. They're tired and they don't. I'm like, man. You don't have a daggone menstrual. You don't. I'm saying. Try working with women issues. And I'll leave that there. I can't do. This video is getting close to 30 minutes, and this is too long. I hope somebody watches it or just listens to the audio. And just pray into it. I just think, I just pray that supposedly one day I'll I had people pray with me related to a spouse or whatever. But I'm like, that has to be a miracle. It will be a miracle. And after the situation, and every single I think about it. I think about the situation, the relationships of people that I've come across in my life and what they dealt with, what they went through. I'm like, I know they're not me, but dang, it hits close to home. Very close to home. I ain't talking about my home, but I'm just saying people I know in situations. So we got to pray in this population. Because people think it's a conspiracy theory. Oh, it isn't a men and women that coming. It's just, God has to bring it. I said, well, God hasn't brought people together like that recently. Because a lot of men don't want to be men. They want to be little bitches. And I'm sorry if that's offensive. Because it has to be said. I'm tired of these people in the church act like that it's not a problem, that it's not affecting the woman's ability to get a husband. And I get tired of explaining to people in their fellowships that it's affecting. It's affecting women's ability. You can be the nicest female. And I've come across females that are quieter, that are way more gentler type of personality than me. They have a softer, more feminine type female voice, and they're more gentle personality. They're good looking or whatever, and they're still single as well, and not because they don't want somebody. And then you got to be able to find a particular place, have a good place to meet somebody. And meeting somebody, it's just, and it's sad that you don't. And I work certain hours, and I don't have, and I'm not in a place situation where I can just meet people other than just at church or the store or whatever the case may be, or the place of my employment. And this whole thing, I just remained in one situation. It frustrates. It's been frustrating. But I'm good. I'm good. I just pray into it. I just pray for this individual, pray for that person, pray for that person. Because we got to be able to get along. Be able to be mature adults, realizing that everybody doesn't always hear you. Everybody does, not that they don't care, but we have to be able. But I'm going to leave that there. I didn't want to, I did not want to do a video. I did not plan to do a video this long. I did not plan to go into 30 minutes, and it's already 30 some minutes already, and I'm going to leave that. Y'all just got to keep praying. Just pray that God will show me that they're about strong guys with backbone, that are strong, masculine, really strong that have backbone, that's not really pushover to certain agendas and certain things like that. Because people are so strong about their faith that when the truth comes out, it's gonna make them question the Bible and they question more of what they believe and what they were taught from their childhood. or from at their adulthood when they first had their faith. It'll make them question everything. Just a whole lot of things. I still got questions. Because people of faith have allowed so many atrocities, bad things to happen. And they turn a blind eye to so many things that they could have just prayed and God showed them and rescued people. And I'm going to leave that there because this video is into 35 minutes and almost 36 minutes. All right. Bye.